morning. Today we're going to take a look at using the X-Bull 13,000 pound winch. I had a question from a subscriber or from a viewer named Pat H that wanted to see it work. We're going to take it down, and the original use for this was going to be to pull these tree tops out of the woods from having it logged. So we're going to back down, use the back of the truck and pull the tree top up near the driveway, and then we're going to take it off the back of the truck, put it on the front of the truck, which is what Pat wanted to see, and hook it to a tree and pull the truck up the driveway. So, hello, and welcome to our channel. We're glad you're here. Okay, this is going to be using the X-Bull 13,000 pound winch. We did an unboxing and first impressions video. I'll link that up here. It's mounted on the back of the truck right now, which is going to be used to pull some tree tops. Then we're going to move it to the front of the truck and pull the truck up the driveway using the front receiver. I'll link that video up here. When I first did this, it just had plain cables that hook right to the battery. But since I wanted to move it to the front and the back of the vehicle, I purchased this set of tow truck jumper cables. The piece that's hooked to the winch is supposed to be attached to the battery and hooked to the front bumper of the truck with this cover on it. You pop the cover off, plug your battery or your jumper cables in. That way you don't have to open the hood and hook jumper cables up. Nice thing about this set, it also came with this short set of cables. Now when we move to the front of the truck, we'll hook these to the winch and use the winch right on the front of the truck. From the back, we'll hook the long set of cables up to the battery and use the winch. Originally, I was going to just get the long permanently attached cables. I don't know if any of you watch Wrangler Star, but that's how Cody has his truck set up. I believe right here under the bumper, he's got one of these plugs, and also on the front of the truck, so when you use something, you just plug it right in. We're not planning on having this truck a whole lot longer, so I didn't see the point in spending the extra money and the extra time and effort to wire this truck up permanent when it's not going to be around for a couple more months. The nice thing about this, now we have a really nice set of heavy jumper cables. So let's move the truck down the hill and do some pulling. Okay, we've already hooked the battery cable up. Just simply run it on the side of the truck, hang it on the mirror, hook it to the battery cables. I know it's not the best solution, but for now it's going to work. We're not going to use this winch that much anyway to do this because we've changed our mind on the trees. We're not dragging them out of here. For this pull, we're going to use the wired remote. When we move this to the front of the truck, we're going to use the wireless. Give both of those a try. So what we'll do is disengage the brake, which allows this to freewheel. We're going to pull this winch cable out, and I've got a tree saver hooked to this tree. We're going to put the snatch block on that tree saver and then run the cable down to the trees. I don't want to be pulling sideways on the winch. If I use this tree saver and the clevis, it should be pulling straight to the winch. So we'll get this hooked up and see how it works. What do you think? Should we wrap both those branches and try pulling both, or just pull one?
Let's just do one.
Where's your sense of adventure?
My sense of adventure, it's April 2nd and we got 5 inches of snow last night.
Again, hooking this winch back on itself is not the ideal way to do it, but this is just for demonstration purposes. If we were actually pulling these branches, we'd be using some kind of a chain or a cable. Okay, now that we're in, we'll re-engage.
Let me
take up the slack.
Here, let me cross your slack before you take it up.
All right, we got some tension on there. said I've never winched before. so I'm not 100% sure what's going on here, but I do know that's supposed to go on there in case the cable breaks. It's supposed to help it drop and not kill anybody. So let's bring this in and see how it pulls these trees. Well, it's almost pulling the truck back down the hill. So let's let this off. Let me try rehooking to just one of those trees.
You hooked that to two of them anyway?
It was too close together. I thought I'd try.
He's in so much trouble. He never listens.
So, this is how this is pulling trees out of the woods. I'm glad we decided not to pull these up out of here.
That doesn't happen to have another one on top of it, does it?
It might.
Because
there's three together might be all hooked up. All right, let's try this again.
Oh, here we go again. Your cable is in the end of that tree. I don't know if that's a good thing or not.
It's moving it.
It is underneath those other two, though.
All right, so we know it works. It does pull the trees. This isn't the ideal demonstration, but we did get the tree to move, and I think we've also pulled the truck down the hill about a half an inch. So let's get all this unhooked. Now let's pull it just a hair more. Just
maybe you should have hooked the one on top instead of the one on the bottom, maybe?
It's moving it. So we know it does work.
You know, the guys always have to do it the hard way first.
We'll unhook this, we'll move everything to the front of the truck, and we'll try pulling the truck up the hill. We went ahead and moved the winch to the front of the truck. We'll show that when we're done. We've got another tree saver up there hooked to the tree with the cable on it. It's kind of hard to see from here. Another disadvantage of using these battery cable deals is the hood has to be up a little bit, so it's kind of hard to see. But the truck is in neutral. I'm going to take my foot off the brake. Okay, we're now hanging on the winch. This is a pretty steep part of the driveway, so pulling this up here in neutral should be close to what would happen if we were pulling in like in mud with the truck running. So we're going to try with the remote control this time, rather than with the wired cable like we did on the back. So let's see if this pulls us up the hill. This helps turn the remote back on. All right. I mean, it's working. I don't know if you maybe show the tree there beside us moving. I mean, this is by no means fast, but it's effective. It's working just fine pulling us up the hill. It's working. I mean, I don't know if you can pick up the sound of the winch on the camera over this loud truck running, but it's groaning out there. I mean, the little tree we're passing there on the passenger window was at the front of the truck when we started this video. So it's pulled us a good 6 feet or so.
Yeah, that's my little cherry tree with the burl on the side of it here that he's not allowed to take down. See, isn't that awesome?
All right, I think is your door past that tree so you can get out?
Yes.
Okay, we're gonna go ahead and stop here because there's not much point in pulling this further. This was just to show it work. Put the truck back in park. Do you want to get out and film at the winch while I'm
Yes.
doing this real quick? All right, I hope that showed what you wanted to see, Pat. If there's any other questions, you can ask, and we'll do something else if you want. But that shows this going through its paces, both in the back of the truck and the front of the truck. Those jumper cables worked real well. That was a pretty long time duration pull, bringing the truck up the hill. And if you haven't seen our driveway video, I'll link that up here. It kind of gives you some idea how steep this driveway is, especially in this area right here where we just pulled the truck. It's definitely the steepest part. Usually this time of year, when we get some ice on this driveway, right about where the truck is at now is as far as you'll make it if it's slippery. I actually, a couple snows ago, I thought, hey, winter was almost over, so I unlocked my front hubs. And we got a snow coming home from work. I made it to about here on the truck, and it stopped in two-wheel drive. I put it in park to get out to lock my hubs, took my foot off the brake, and started sliding down the hill backwards. So that gives you some idea how steep the section is right here. With the brakes on, all four wheels would hold the truck, but with the brake off and the rear wheels in park, I had to slide down to the bottom of the hill to the street to lock the hubs to come back up the hill. So
That's always a lot of
yeah,
fun.
I mean, this is, you know, for not being in the mud, this is probably about the good a test that you're going to get for pulling weight with this winch, because this is pretty doggone steep right here. So any questions or comments are always welcome. Please thumbs up and subscribe. Hope you enjoyed. Have a good day.
Okay, I figured I'd come down here. This is the street at the bottom of the drive. And there's where the truck is sitting up there. And that's not even the steepest point of the driveway. It's probably another 3 truck lengths up to the peak of the drive. It's a ski lift, that's for sure.